Hey guys, hello. Okay, I'm back. And we're starting on 173. This is video number 5, I think. 173. Okay. So, this pile here, I just had to start out with it because it is the last of the last. I didn't even keep any for myself of my avocado dye. This is coffee dye, the rest is avocado dye, and I sort of hoarded it for a little while for Happy Mail, for maybe my own stitching purposes, but I can always avocado dye something for me. So it's a nice fat little bundle. It's the last of the last of the last. So let me just flop it over and show you what's in here. There's a lot of cotton, big sizes, very pretty. This looks like it might have been something commercial, and most of this has gone into my packs in the past. So there's that, and here I have a little cut out here, a little slither where I've cut some of it out. Let me move my little pan over here. And so yeah, there's that piece, and it's been folded up for, you know, quite a while. Nice and good to stitch in. Very nice to stitch in. So there's that piece, and the same. Looks like I might have shared this piece with some packs or something. There's a cut there. And you can see the nice avocado dye, I guess they're imprints, I don't know. I don't really try to think about the correct words about stuff like this. It's just what I know and what it is, what I've done. And then this is like a sheet, and this one came out really nice. I remember this one, and it looks like I've cut a piece out. Now these pieces I've cut out, though that's not, I think what I did is I made some glassine bags, the big glassine bags, and they were like avocado dyed packs, and they were just glassine bags of ephemera, avocado dyed ephemera. So, and this tears really easy. I would tear it just to show you, but I'm not, because it won't be mine anymore. So you're getting it how it is, how you see it here. And then there's some of the hardcore avocado staining. Very pretty. And there's a good amount of it. And this is like a sheet. It feels like a linen, but I don't know. Linen sheet. A lot of the fabrics that I avocado dyed were old. I have a whole stack that I plan to avocado dye, but most of that will go into my Etsy shop at some point when I'm done here in this platform. And let's see, here's this piece here. Always little fuzzies. And I didn't break this up or put this in like, you know, like separate packs. This is the last of it. It is what it is. And you can see the staining here where it gets lighter. And that pretty dirty pink. Kind of a, not really salmon pink. It's just really a dirty, dusky pink. I've always said that on my videos. Dusty, whichever one. And then here's a smaller piece here. And this looks like it was the inside of a pillowcase. It's just one layer of it. And this piece here. And this was an old piece that had some stains on it. And thank you to my customer who bought the stained pack, because that pack is so useful, guys. I don't know what y'all are thinking about, man. I guess I would buy different. If I was an artist, I would buy different. That's the difference between being a seller and being an actual artist. But I've always tried to sell what I think artists can use. And I've been, you know, have been fairly successful at it over these years. But you know, with anything, you know, stuff becomes pretty saturated and ideas become really saturated. So it moves and shifts, but I was very successful. And that's because of my buyers and customers, longtime buyers and customers, and those who have sent me lots of happy mail to peddle and stuff. Oh, and that reminds me, I got one other thing I have to add to the last of the last. So this is like 3 layers, and you can see where the colors in the avocado dye shifts. Okay, so there's that. It's really dark up here. And I did not keep any of this for myself. This piece I wanted to. I was like, ooh, I could just stitch just on that. But I'm not keeping it because I can always dye myself. And that's another piece of inside of a sheet. I like this piece a lot because of the fraying is so light, which is really interesting that the edges are so light. But look how dark that avocado came out. It's really, really dark. Very pretty. I like that. I would use that as a stitching panel. And then I've got some lace that I avocado dyed. And this is not, when I show you guys things like this, I'm always saying, oh yeah, that reminds me of when you avocado dye. But this is a, you know, just a pink, factory pink lacing, whereas this is avocado dye. Now, sometimes this kind of stuff doesn't take the dye very well. If it's too synthetic, it won't. So this was vintage, a vintage piece that I avocado dyed. And you can see where it creased right there in the center. That right there is an avocado dye crease. I've taken out a snippet. It's so weird. I have these little cuts out. That was for packs. I'm sure it was. I didn't do that recently. I ain't lying. I can dye whenever I want. We all can, right? But yeah, it takes a setup and a housing setup space to avocado dye, and patience, and it's a lot of work, but I found it so relaxing and so fun. And this is very lightly done. There's some darker spots here that came out in the dye, and then here. And while I'm showing you these other pieces, like this is a similar piece, so I can talk a little bit. I'm probably going to have a few more videos because now my schedule, I have a podcast schedule coming up. I have an article I need to submit by the 11th, which I've been working on. In between all of this, amongst other things, family stuff. And then I have my grant work that starts the penultimate week of July. So I'll let you guys know when the last video is, and I'll be sure to express that and tell you that so that you're aware. And invoices, thank you for ladies who have been buying and are still buying from me. I really appreciate that. And I have to say shout out to Sophia Jiang. We made some communication, and guess what? I have stuff that she wants. Yay for me. Because it's so hard to you know, to give back to someone who's given you so much. And that goes for all of you. I try my best as I can, you know, but I have some stuff that she wants, and I'm so glad. It's going to be an easy box for me to reciprocate, you know. And then I have some cheesecloth. So my schedule is already full. I love dyeing this, and those of you who've been with me for a while, I love saying that and reminding y'all, especially when things are winding down to the end, slowly but surely. Val at Pumpkin Patch Journals gave me this idea, and it just took off. One day, she is the reason why my coffee dyed papers took off. She is the reason why this idea came to me in terms of dyeing cheesecloth, and I did, and I sold a lot of this too. This is again, the market, it doesn't take the market long to become saturated. But I think the one good thing about that, I love this avocado staining here, is that, like I said, if you don't have the space to dye, or the facilities or the environment that allows one to do that, that's what ladies are there for, and gents, you know. So it's always good. It becomes saturated, the market, but it's still very useful and helpful when there are people who are out there still dyeing papers and things like that to sell, to peddle. So that's really pretty, and there's quite a bit of that in there. It's a lot. There's like layers and layers and layers. Look how pretty that is. Eat your heart out, Sagita. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I really mean that. Because Sagita, she just dyes everything. Everything's dyed and ripped and tattered. Okay, and then this is a very stiff coffee dye. But it's more like a grayish cream. So it's not really a coffee color. It's more like a darker grayish cream color. Okay, so there's that one, and I coffee dyed that, and that was just leftover. I think all of this came from some, maybe I'll link the video. I'm not trying to link videos. Y'all can go search my channel for videos. But it's a video where I call it avocado dyed packs or ephemera packs or something like that. Maybe I'll link it. I'll put it at the very, very, very somewhere at the end. But anyway, this is going to be lot number 173, the last of my avocado dye from back when. So there's that. That's a lot of fun if you like grunge or if you like dirty pink. There's that, 173. Okay. Let's see, and then I've got oh yeah, these are gonna be, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. I think I got all of them out of my because I'm still digging through stuff. So let me just go through these and show you these one at a time. These are going to be individual sales, if you will, individual sales. So they won't be in a group or like groups of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And anything that is not part of this series, like this is video 5, anything before this series 1 through this video 5, before this video, go ask me. I will give you the best deal ever. You can even ask me and say, I'll pay for the shipping for that. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, give me $5 out of, you know, $5 plus shipping, and I will send it to you, whatever it is. If it's something less than that, I'll just ship it to you if you pay for the shipping. Because I am going to, I've already started to prep everything for the flea market, and there's some really beautiful things. If you guys haven't had time, and a lot of people don't, sometimes I will mark something unavailable and just send it off to one of my customer, you know, consistent customers, friends, you know, YouTube selling, Etsy friends, crafting friends, if I think they can use it. So, but prices for 1 through 5 for this video, it is what it is. And that's for everybody, guys, because like I said, you know, looks like times are going to get real tough. Okay. Anyway, okay, so this is Uppercase Magazine. If you're not familiar with this magazine, don't worry, I'm not either, because I have been a seller for a long time. And that's been my tenure here at YouTube and on Etsy for junk journal makers and textile artists and seamstresses, sewists. I just saw these, the cover of 1 or 2 of these, flipped through them and took them all from the place where I got them. And I've had these just kind of posted up again. They were going to be part of paper packs, but I don't have time for paper packs. So, and I didn't put these in here. Somebody else put these in here. But let me just show you these. They're fairly there's the pricing, but some of these now are going for like $25, depending on the date. And so this one is summer 2009, and it's going to take me a minute to get through these. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to chatty Cathy. I think I've done that for the very last time. Can you believe that? I think I have. I think I'm done with it. So let's just flip through this, and I'll just show you what this magazine is all about. They're very beautiful. If I were like some of these, I would totally pull cull for, and I haven't taken any pages out of these at all. I would totally cull these for my own junk journal pages and layouts, because I do junk journal in my junk journals that y'all made me or gifted me or that I won on giveaways. I use stuff like this. This is like my jam. And so I saw these and I was like, holy cow, they're just beautiful. They're matte pages. And I think you can rip them out. It's almost like they're trying to be like, because I feel perforation here. It's like Daphne's Diary. But these, I don't know, never own any Daphne Diary stuff. Unless somebody sent it to me. I think I had some Daphne Diary cards that were in a thrift store in a pack of something. But I don't know, you know, if the pages are glossy or semi-glossy or what. But I feel like this magazine is way in that rank, if not more so. So yeah. So let me just flip through this, and I'll be quiet so I can get through these, because there's several of them, and they will be priced separate. I'll try to pause and give you a chance to look at some of the images. And the pages are matte. It's so interesting while I'm flipping through this. Just give me a fucking chance. Oh my gosh, that's great. I love that. It's so interesting going through. You've got the spirit. Don't lose that feeling. Going through my stock. Oh man, I just keep finding so many things, and I do remember for every single thing why I got it, why I picked it up, what at the time, what was I thinking. And it's just been a really cool journey, guys. It really has. And I'm just very grateful. I have to say I'm extraordinarily grateful, and let me say this without crying. Hold on. Let me get it together, because I still don't have tears. I won't have tears until next year. But I am so grateful to Carla Frizzell, Liz at the Paper Project, and maybe somebody else who really acknowledged that I started and came up with the idea of junk journaling kit. I did not look on Pinterest for that idea. I started it and it took off. The idea was snubbed without credit, and I'm never going to forget that. I, keep saying I'm over it, but again, black people in this country, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to chatty Cathy, have always been snubbed, and it's just bad when it happens and people steal your idea, but it's our fault too, because you have to patent things, like Shannon Green patented her vinyl series and her vinyl collection and her books. And I think that's really smart to do that, because man, it's some really desperate dogs out there. It's one thing to share ideas. I love sharing ideas and all of that, and I've always been about that. I love this, and I still have my grandmama's. There's 2 pairs in here somewhere. These are my grandmother's scissors. These are the scissors that she cut and sewed with. There's another pair somewhere. Fell down in my little thing, but aren't those cool? Look. I might put those in and they're huge and heavy. I might put those in a frame at some point. But I just feel like as I'm kind of winding down and leaving this part of the community, it's just something I'm never going to forget. And I don't think there was any remorse, because some people, some of us human beings on earth, we think we are entitled to just take and not say, oh, well, you know, this idea came from. And a lot of already successful women they do that. And I'm not bagging women or artists, but don't forget to give people credit where credit is due. I mean, it's just not nice. It really isn't. And everybody says, ooh, Pinterest, I got it off Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest is wonderful. I did not get junk journaling kits off Pinterest. There was no idea of the junk journal kit. And the kit included a needle, a thread, buttons, fabric, paper, all the stuff to make a complete junk journal. That's a kit, right? And so as I'm leaving and winding down, I just, you know, I hope that I do know one thing. I have to give credit where credit is due, of course, because that's what I preach and that's what I do and live by. I noticed that I've had, you know, over the summer, the beginning of the summer, somewhat time to watch videos and pay attention and listen. And I do hear people giving credit where credit is due for the most part. But there's still that already successful artist who works very hard to get stuff sold and made and all of that, and I respect that 1,000%. Gives credit, but sometimes there's still like this dog eat dog kind of, just a little slight hint of that kind of thing. And you know, so I'm just saying, don't forget to give people credit. You know, if you see something on a video and it sparks an idea and you take that idea and run with it, just mention the person and, you know, maybe help them out. I love these images. These are beautiful. And then I'm going to be quiet for real, for real. I'm going to shut up. I love this typewriter. I love this chair. Reminds me of my great auntie's house, but hers were blue. So yeah, anyway, okay, let me flip. Let me start from the back. It's probably a little bit easier. Look at Mr. Potato Head. Remember him? Love these pages. Like this one would be cool for a junk journaling page. Love this one too. Love these. These would be cool cut out. Look at that. The easel. I also noticed, and this is, you know, more of a straight line kind of comment, that I like how some journalists, I don't watch the videos, but I can see it on the people that I'm subscribed to. I love these clocks. My great grandmama had one like this, but it was older than that one. It was from Germany. Made German made, is made German made. A lot of ladies are using like pages like this just as their front covers, which is so cool. Look at that. Wouldn't that be cool? And this is a good fine, not fine, quality matte paper. Just really beautiful. That particular artist photographed a lot of clocks. That was her whole jam, was clocks. And look at this room. Isn't that pretty? A reading room. And so, yeah, as I embark back on my journey, love this. Oh my God, I would totally cut that out and put that in my journal. But I didn't take any pages out of this, and I'm not going to, no matter how desperate I am. and how how much I'm like, oh, but I really love that. I'm not doing it. These are going to be complete. So you could resell them because these are pretty pricey. Okay, that's where we left off. Look at this, the spaceship on the desk, the flower pot, the coffee, the flower pot by the door. And there's this one. This one was uppercase. Let's see. This was summer 9. This one is oh, there we go. November 2010. October, November, December 2010. And the theme is clocks, canvas, specimen, spirits, failure, factory jeans, jackets, barbasol. I don't know what that means. Beast, genuine, and joy. This one is volume 6, and it is July, August, September 2010. Look at that. Wouldn't that be fun to be somewhere and live comfortably? That's all you need. That's all we really need is that right there. That's all I would need is that. As one of my young, very smart, super smart female students at the private high school years ago. I know she's graduated college by now and probably some kick-ass something in somewhere said, yeah, all you need is indoor plumbing and Advil. That's all she asked for. Indoor plumbing and Advil. And granted, she's a student of wealth. Love this image here. Love this. We have a lot of spaces and places like this. We have a huge, gigantic George Floyd image on a building. Several of those in DFW. We have Selena in Fort Worth and in Bishop Arts, Dallas. These are really nice labels that you could cut out and use. Less is more. Minimalism. Think of your own ideas, okay? Inspiration is great, but don't just be like galloping off in the sunset claiming you're inspired. No, what you did. And again, thanks to Liz and Carla for all this long time. The only two people that I ever heard come out of their mouths about my junk journaling kits as an original my idea. The only two people. There's somebody else, but it was kind of saying it, but not really saying it. You know what I mean? Love her outfit. The green skirt, the purple stockings. Love that outfit and love all these colors. Yes. Very nice. Look at that. Y'all know who Chris McCandless is? I've taught his work in class. This is so pretty. Photos and color, strips of memory. Sorry if my hand is in the way. It's so much to look at. I like this magazine because they have recipes and stuff in it too, but it's just focused on a lot of different photos and art. Look at the Crocs. This is 2010. Love these. See a lot of my students wearing those. I ran into one of my students at the market yesterday. It was so cool. And he's dating one of my students who he's graduated. She's a junior. And guys, they make the cutest couple. He was so happy. Love this image here. Look at this. Love that green and teal. Ooh, I love that so much. That's a nice image. Lots of rainbow colors. Very beautiful. There's that one. And there is this one. This one is volume 5, April, May, June 2010. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hold on, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me back up here. So, 174, 175, 176, and 177. This one will be do good work, make something better, do good, make someone better, do, make yourself better. I'm working on it, honey. Ooh, if I could just get through the doctoral program, we gotta see first, but I'm working on it. I'm doing it. At my age, I'm doing it. Ooh, Lord, and it is not easy. These are beautiful, beautiful collections of foxes. I love this image here. Oh, that's so pretty. My husband could totally draw that. Totally draw that. And this is something, I love this. When I mentioned that trim the other day, and it was white braided trim, I don't think anybody picked it up. If they don't, I'll probably pull it out because I can always dye it. But I'm thinking in my quilting, I might do some play around, especially with hair, because I'm interested in African American black hair. I'm really interested in that, with threads and things like that. Textile design, perfectly patterned careers. That's pretty. Quilting, looks like a little bit of quilting. Superior long cloth for family use. These are probably some old trademark typography of the early fabric industry. Love the old font. This is a really nice image here. Let me see if I can get that one in there. Maybe, maybe not. Look at the typewriter. Love it. All is not lost. And these are probably collections of, I haven't read this. You know, if I had time, I would probably read all of these magazines before I let them go. But nope, don't have it. Do not have it. Ooh, that's kind of strange. But I love this one. Look at that one. I like that. The synthetic aesthetic, really? Synthetic could be nice. Another page in the history of synthetics. Lycra, acetate, Corfam, nylon, DuPonts. Romanticism. I have a very sweet video of me playing the drums with one of my black students before I started the graduate program. These are really pretty images. And he is really, really, really super talented. Oh my God. And I want to hold on to that video for dear life. Because he's really going to be somebody like way up there in his music capabilities. And it's not just the drums. And he attended the school where I taught for 5 years, college courses, where my parents went. All three of my parents went. So this is pretty cool. I read somewhere the other day that my mom had this one that I had picked up for her, and somebody at the flea market bought them all. She had several of these. This one was for sure, and then the blue with the, you know, the corn, what is it called? Corel? I forget what it's called. This one kind of stuff. And they bought all of it, and that stuff is really in high demand still to this day. This is cardboard. Love the typewriter. Look at her craft room. Now, why can't everybody have a craft room like that? Huh? Oh my God, I guess we just all have to work harder. I mean, I love my space, but it's not a craft room. Mine is just a hoarder cellar room, but that's a nice craft room. I love that. She's probably doing some really good stuff in there, like y'all are. And then look at this, the Artisans of India. Look at this. Somebody on Etsy sells those, and they're just the coolest stamps. I think I had some, and I might have put them in the first stamp lot that I sold, or stamp lots I sold a long time ago. I remember ladies doing this on Etsy. Yeah, this was a really big fad for a while. Probably still is. Okay, there's that one. And that's number 77. And then here's 78. There's one that's unopened, and I'm just gonna keep it. It's this one here. And I'm just keeping it because it's unopened, and it, you know, doesn't have which month it is, or, yeah. And these are printed in Canada, so that one I will keep for myself. This is autumn 2009. I'll go backwards this time. Seems to be a little bit easier, so I'm not reaching over. This is nice. These just make such good journal pages. It's that element of surprise. I feel like I've always said this in junk journals that I give to students and others. My cousin and her wife, they're still enjoying their Tahira journals. Oh my God, I bought her one. her wife one and her daughter one, and they're still talking about those. And two of my friends in California too. My bestie in California, I've never bought her one though. I wanted to get her one like a wine journal because she loves wine. She's my blonde bestie white girl. We always fight about politics. But we've been best friends, whoo, my goodness, for a long time. Real true friends. She's one of the ones that put my daughter's an album of my daughter when she passed away. And I still can remember her sitting in my dad's den, picking out pictures and different things and putting things together. And I still have that album that she curated. This is really beautiful. One of these days I'll have to order a journal for her from somebody, because I've never bought her a journal. Because, you know, she's kind of, how do I put it? She's kind of, it's hard to pin down in junk journal terms for someone that I've known for so long what would appeal to her that she might use. And not everybody uses their junk journals, right? I mean, some of mine I won't ever use. I'm not sure I'll ever use Sonia Milajevich's journals. There's several that I probably won't ever use. I'll put things in them, but I may never write in them. Did I skip a page? No. No, Lord. Love the bicycle and the ampersand. Kiss and fuss, is that what that said? Kiss and punch. Oh. And then look at all these coffee and teas and donuts and yummy breakfast stuff. That's pretty cool. And that's it. I love this image here. That would be pretty in my Dolores Salazar book. Very nice. Cuteness. Okay, so that's number 178. How am I doing for time? Okay. So, I know that took a minute, but these are really nice. And let me just go over. So volume 3, autumn 09 is 178. 177 is 2010, April, May, June. 176 is volume 6, July, August, September 2010. 175 is volume 7. They say Lucky 7. This one says Wonder and Wander. That one says Foxy. And that one says Chop Chop. Okay, so 175, volume Lucky 7, 7 is October, November, December 2010. And then this one, I really like this one, 174, and it's summer 09, and it says I Scream, You Scream. I Scream, You Scream. Look at the bug, the ant. And that's volume 2. Yeah. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. I kept one for myself, because I don't sell y'all stuff that I wouldn't want. Okay, then I've got, ooh, what did I say I was doing next? Oh boy. Okay, I've got office supply stuff. I guess I could do these buttons really quick. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tins of buttons, and you know, they are what they are. Like, this can has empty on it. I had to pull that out of some stuff that some of these tins I had to look for. Now my mama's tin, it's already gone because I filled it up with some buttons as Happy Mail for someone, so it's gone. And it was a tin my mom had. Oops. Okay, I'll be back. I'll leave it right there and then I'll come back. My husband's calling me. Whoops. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. And it's kind of dark in here because it's raining in Texas. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's raining. It's a little dark. Let me see if I can. I think you guys are seeing that okay, though. Oh, let's see what happens if I turn the lamp on. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Anyway, so these are so I've got 6 tins, and they just are what they are. Star Trek, New Orleans, Hogwarts, Harry Potter, flower seeds, you know, a vintage image. I can't see what that says. Something, seed company, Wizard of Oz, and Coca-Cola. And I do have, in case, and I was kind of trying to, well, anyway. I do have, oops, not that. These kinds of little boxes that eventually I can fill those up and put those in my Etsy shop, because I won't be, you know, doing this kind of stuff here. Okay, so let's start with, this is still video 5, and we're starting with 179. I had to do some new numbers while my husband was yapping on the phone. Okay, let's just start with the Harry Potter one. And I'm not going to go through the buttons. Yay, because that would take forever, right? I'm just going to show you the colors. Show you what's in them. This one is just full of a lot of browns and tans, and they're vintage. I just dug out a bunch of them, and I have so many buttons left. So browns and tans. Some of them still have the threads where they've been taking off of. These are contemporary, these little heart buttons. I found a whole pack of those in there. Those possibly came off of one of the little shops online or something like that. And then look at these. When I kind of share these around, I kind of try to put them around. So these are, you're not going to be able to see. Maybe you can see the hole. Can you see it? It's a button. There we go. So those are really cool. There were 10 of them. And so I just kind of divided them out. But those are really fun, especially on dangles. And they're vintage. Okay, so that's a brown lot. Let me just kind of move them around a little bit. There's some tans, and there's even a purple one in there that got in there. And I didn't pick these out. Some of my bags of buttons were like already divided out because I buy them like that, or I found them like that at a thrift store. That's really cool. Or at some point in time I divided them out. So it's just so many of them. Okay, here's another one of those. There's just all kinds of ones in here. Okay, and this is kind of a brown lot. Some still have the threads on them. Okay, so that's going to be the Harry Potter lot. Trying to shake them down flat. 179. And let's do the Wizard of Oz. And these tins are old. I'm just using these tins because that's what I had. I thought I had more tiny tins. I have some bigger ones. Let me show you one of my favorite ones. But I'm keeping it for me. It's mine. Ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? Remember that? So I love collecting beautiful pieces like this and this. I have, oh, and thank you, Lord, to Jessica Rapp, she really ramped up my black collection. So I love stuff like this. And I still have one of my Mama's and my Great Amy's cereal boxes of Aunt Jemima. So this was from my mama stuff. I do regret selling my great grandmother's. She had a whole lot of these, and they were it was a spice rack, but I sold them a long time ago. And I had more pieces to this. I kept this piece. You know, this is not a favorite piece of mine, but I bought this at an estate sale. There were other pieces, and a woman of color bought, a black woman bought all of these pieces with this, and they were very, 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 very racist pieces. And then this lady here just kind of sits around and looks like, I put a little pin in her. Look at her. Isn't she cute? She came from an old estate sale too. She's adorable. So I collect stuff like that. Anybody who don't use the black Tim Holtz people, I'm still taking those. Anyway, so here's this. This is the Wizard of Oz, and this one has, what color did I put in here? Let's see. And this is an old tan. You can see it's an old tan because it's got the original actor ladies on there. I can't remember. Is that Liza Minnelli's daughter? Or is that, I know it's not Liza Minnelli. I do remember that. Oh my God, I'm terrible with trivia stuff, guys. I'm awful. Okay, what did I put in here? Oh, this one has a bunch of white buttons in there. So, it's just got, yeah. I'll just kind of move it around. Some of them still have the strings on them. And these were in a recent buy amongst many of my own buttons, and so what I did was in the recent buy, I took all the cream color buttons, dumped it in one section, and then added more from my collection. So it's a lot. I mean, it's just really pretty buttons. There might be some brown or colored ones that got in there somehow or another, because that happens. Here's some shank ones. I put some of those shank buttons that I collected a long time ago in there. Lots of threads. There's some more colorful ones down in there. There's, what is that one? That's a bead that got in there. Okay, there's a mother of pearl right there. A little one. Okay. Ooh, so I better put these back before I drop them all over the place. Okay. So there are those. I don't know how many's in there, and I ain't counting them. It's a lot. That's all I have to say. That is number 180. And then I have, let's do this one. This is random. I had to go and find this 10. I was like, I know I have 10 somewhere else. And I have a bunch of playing cards. So I found where I keep those clear boxes. I found this one in there. And this one has a ton of, just a bunch of random buttons in it. Okay. So there those are. And some of them are still whole on their original threads. There's some blues and browns and pinks. These are contemporary. Same place where I got those brown hearts. So they're not new, but everything in here is vintage. Only a few are contemporary, like those and those little brown hearts. And I just scooped them out and scooped them in. Haven't looked at them. There might be a, I don't know, some other, look at that one. That's ridiculous, right? That's old. Purples. That's not even a button, that's a snap. of sorts, but it's predominantly, obviously predominantly buttons. Okay, so there's that lot. Oh, look at that one. That's pretty cool. That reminds me of those Chinese buttons that you sew through the fabric. Okay, so that one's a mix of different ones. That's number 181. And then this New Orleans 10. Oh, yes, and I sprinkle some of those brown ones on top and towards the end. You see? Kind of the same like the Coca-Cola. That's a carbachon. What do you call those things? There's a little diamond little bracket thing or whatever you call those. But yeah. Okay. Oh no. That's why I don't take it out. There's a pin in there. That's why I don't take them out. Oh no. All right. Well, at least you can really see what's in there now. There's some that still like, I love these ones with the oops. Oh my God. I can't hold stuff. Okay, there we go. These ones with the little threads in there. That's pretty cool, right? So yeah. Oh, and look at this one. I love these. These are so tiny. Look at those, guys. Look, aren't they teeny tiny? Look at those, those are so cute. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna say cute, but I still keep saying it. I'm eating crow. That doesn't go in there. Okay, so that's that one. And there's some really cute, look at this little tiny one. That's a mother of pearl. I just scooped them out and scooped them in, okay? So it's whatever, it's like a surprise. Oh Lord, am I gonna get this closed? Oh my God. Let's see. Yes, New Orleans. And that one is number 82. Last two, and then I'll start another video. I'm almost done because I have to finish all of this. Monday morning, I will be up like I'm going to a 9-to-5 job as of Monday. Okay, so I don't have much time left, and that's going to be it, guys. Bye for a long time. Okay, Star Trek. There's that one. Oh, this one's nice. Look at this one. Yeah, I forgot I put all blacks in that one. Ooh, there's a little copper color one right there, a little teeny tiny itty bitty. Look at that. Blacks. Oh, and there's a pretty silvery one. And these came from some that I curated a long time ago. Look at these. Oh, they're still on the string. I didn't see those. Those would be really cool for a black and white spaceship, Space Odyssey kind of journal cover thingy. Look at that one. I just showed you that, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, let me hold it up. There's one on a piece of paper. I tried to take them all off of paper. I left that one on there just because it's so tiny. These are felt with fuzzies. Look at those. Ooh, those are beautiful. Those are old. Look at that. Excuse me. Can you see it? That's a shank. Shank a shank. This one is still, oh, look at those. Those are still on the string. There's a lot of those. Those are really nice. Oh, and by the way, there was one button. I don't know where it is now because I threw it down in here because I didn't care. Someone had written, a lady had written and put the button in a little plastic envelope. And she put Dawn, D-O-N, Dawn's shirt 2005. And it was 2 buttons in there. And so she was trying to preserve, you know, the shirt buttons from someone. I have some of those for my family that I plan to preserve. But, oops. No, you can't do that. I need you to be in this. There. Okay. And then look at this one. And then I need to close this because I will drop it. That's really pretty. So yeah, I just took it out. I mean, I just took it out of the bag and stuck them in there. And so just a lot of black buttons. All kinds. Can you see them? Trying to give you guys a good sneak peek. These have something on them. I don't know, maybe that might come off. But they are part of the get up. Okay, all right. And there's some grays in there too. Look at this one. That would be really cool. Look at that's a big old shank hole. All right, guys, so there's that one. Spaceship. This just happened like that. I wasn't doing that on purpose. Okay, that's number 183. Last one for this video. This one, flower seeds. I had this in my stash. I have my own stash of buttons, by the way. I've shown you guys this before. I have this lot. And the reason why I kept that is because my grandfather used to wear that Murray stuff on his hair. And then I have this one. And one other one. So I have, you know, I know I'm selling stuff, but I'm making sure I have enough stuff for my own stitching purposes too. So here's this one. Oh my gosh, this one has a lot. Pinks and reds. Now, most of these I curated, and then I had some more that I added to it, but look how pretty those are. Lots of pinks and oranges and reds. Look at that one. I'm not going to do this for a long time, guys, because we got to move on. Look at this one. Oh, this is chunky. Oh, that's a chunky button. Look at that one. And then these are on the thread. I think I've showed you guys these before. They're old shank buttons, or a couple of them. But they're on the thread. I didn't tie that together. I don't have the patience for that. Whoops. And that thread just came loose. I don't have patience for that. And there's just a bunch of... Oh, look at this one. That's pretty. And this one, look at that one. I didn't see these in there. I curated these, but it was a long time ago. Ooh, Lord, don't look at the hair. Because my hair is like, woo! It's a little black girl in the post office. She's so cute. She wears braids. She's young. I love these young people. Of course, I've been dealing with them for all my life, right? Professional life. And I went into the post office the other day, and she goes, and I'm not doing anything to my hair, guys. My hair is just, it's just there. It's awful. My hair is like, let me see if I can edit this out if it doesn't work out. But can you see my twists? So I just have twists on the side. Oh my God. So I went in the post office, and I may edit that out. I'm not sure. Anyway, these are really pretty. Look at that. She says, your hair always looks so pretty. And I know you're natural. She wears braids and she's a black girl. She's like, I know you're natural. She's like, but your hair must be trained. Guys, what does that mean? I don't know. And I speak 18, 19. I speak anywhere from 16 through 23 language. She's probably a little older than that. I don't know what that means that my hair is trained. And I says, I told her, I says, well, I really don't do anything to my hair. You know, usually this is gorgeous. This one, all of these, this lot is, look at that, how pretty that lot is. And so I said, I really don't do anything to my hair. It's just a bunch of beautiful buttons, guys. You just have to look through it yourselves. I'm not going to show you all the stuff, but look at them. Look how pretty they are. They're so pretty. Look at that one. That's a fabric one. Fabric button with a flower on it. Isn't that pretty? Oh, but you really have to dig in there and get to the sewing part because it's got a thread in there. Yeah, some of these are really old. There's more mother of pearl. Anyway, okay, you get it. So, oh, look at that one. That's really cute too. Okay, stop looking. Don't look. Just put them back. And so I said, like train? What do you mean like train? And she was like, well, my hair, whenever my hair is, you know, down, she's like, it just, some of it straight and sticks out and some of it's curly. I said, well, I'm not sure. I said, well, I don't really put anything on my hair. I barely, I mean, like I wash it, but I don't wash it, like overly wash it, you know, and there's no need for me to. And so, and it's not about the washing. I guess she was trying to, I don't know what she meant by my hair must be trained. I'm like, I don't know. And I didn't ask her because I didn't want to. I didn't want to, you know, sound like I'm like, you young people, what the hell are y'all be talking about? I don't know what that means. So, especially about natural black hair, I have no idea. My hair, it is what it is, you know. It's really nappy. It's coarse and nappy and thick. And anyway, it was funny though. But I showed her a picture of my dreadlocks because she was shocked as heck that I had dreads. And so but I asked her about her hair. I said, well, when you take your braids out, is your hair, is it coarse? Is it thick? I say, like, for example, in this weather right now, and it's rainy and very humid here in Texas, extremely humid in Texas. I said, does it puff up? And she said, yeah. And I says, well, is some of it straight or is it, you know, like what kind of texture? And I used the word texture and I said I wasn't going to do that, but I did it. And so she said her hair, some parts is straight, some parts of it is curly. And, you know, and I didn't have an answer. I didn't know how to respond to that. So I just told her, she says, well, what do you do to your hair? And I said, nothing. That's the, I told her I'm too old to be cute, trying to be cute. So I don't do anything to my hair. I told her I don't have to anymore. Not at my age. She thought that was funny. Okay, anyway, guys, thank you. I'll be back with video 6 and I'm going to start winding down. I have so much more stuff. And so a lot of it is just I've got it all packed up and headed for the flea market. I'm organized. But if there's something you want, you better take it now at the lowest. But you do have to pay some part, if not all of shipping is all I have to say, because I do eat half the cost, or if not half, you know, I eat some of the cost, and I keep saying that I do. I pay for it to get it mailed out to you. So, but if there's something you see that you want, you know, just say I'll pay this for that, and it's yours. You just have to go back and look at the videos and tell me. Otherwise, it's out and won't be back. Okay, so this is video 5. I'm saying goodbye. I'll try and do video 6. I will do video 6. I'm gonna make me some dinner, make some food, eat some good food, and maybe have half a cup of cold brew coffee, and I will just keep ramping it up until I say the last final goodbye from selling. Because Monday I have to wake up like I'm back at a real Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. I haven't had a job like that since I can't remember. I haven't had a Monday through Friday job for years and years and years. I haven't worked in ever had a job in the summer for years and years and years and years. I don't know, but I think the way things are going, I'm not ashamed to say that a lot of people gonna have to go back to work, it seems like. Because stuff's about to hit the fan. It done already hit the fan, and poor people are just gonna be more poorer. And right, yeah, just run everybody into the ground. And you know, anyway, okay, this is 184. Goodbye. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.